And
Yeah.
then you're gonna just do it.
Yeah, why not?
Sit down in your chair.
Okay.
Sit down.
I'm sitting.
Let me gush about campfire cooking
Food.
in another world with my absurd. My God, these titles! I swear.
These titles are great. What are you talking about?
I love. Don't get me wrong. I love the clickbait title. It sells me on something right away.
I mean, it basically tells me what I'm getting into.
Yeah, it's like a clickbait thumbnail on YouTube, except for your story. And
Judge a book by its cover. The cover is literally telling you what it is. Great. I don't have to worry.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad I got into book 2. Finished book 1 not too long ago. Oh, those poor bandits. You know what happened last time.
Dead.
Yeah, very.
Kaboom.
Turbo dead. Oh man. The scene plays out like normal. You watch the anime. They get tied up. They get brought into town. Before they get into town, Mokuda makes some food for the gang. But Lars and the merchant, I don't remember his name. Lambert. There we go. They kind of squeeze their way in. And they eat a little bit. I'm only bringing that up because of what happens after that, but yeah, no, he makes a pretty good amount of money. Like once they go into town, it's like he makes a cool like 40 gold off of it. To continue the theme of Mokuda is forgetful. He constantly forgets to offer things to Ninrir. The thing that he forgot this time is especially the fact that his guild license expired. He wanted to go in and be like, oh, well, Fel killed a bunch of monsters, and since I don't know how to butcher them, nor do I care to butcher them, I need to use the guild services in order to do so.
Right.
They turned him down because his guild card was expired. He's like, great, now I have to tap into my reserves in order to register another guild card. I gotta register Fel again. And I guess since I never registered Sue, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Continuing the scenes of people just getting awestruck by what Mokuda considers normal is they go into the butchery and he throws out all these monsters and then Johan is the butcher. He's like, yeah, I could take these guys apart, but it's crazy seeing all these A-lister monsters together, like the rockbird and the red serpent and the murder grizzly and the giant deer and the cockatrice and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's nuts seeing all these things together. I was like, yeah, well, I need them all carved up, but if you can carve one up for me real fast, I need to feed the big eater. And then, Lars puts it 2 and 2 together and he's just like, wait, Mokuda, did you feed us? And he's like, yeah, I fed you, Black Serpent and Rockbird. That's what y'all ate last night. And then everybody in the gang just, those poor bastards. They were like, we scarfed down first-class dinner like it was cheap junk food. I would have savored it more if I knew that I was eating gold coins worth of food.
Nah, man, scarf it like you mean it.
Just
enjoy the food.
Oh man, I love it. I love the fact that he just gets to be a gourmand essentially. Every time he runs into people, they're like, oh, Mokuda, if you ever stop with this adventurer thing and just open up a restaurant, I'll visit all the time. Just consistently.
I hope that the series actually ends like that. That would be cute.
I have some future knowledge of what happens like later on in the books. I don't know exactly what happens. I just know that people that he talks to might like allude to some more permanent fixtures.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know though. I don't know because it's like this is just secondhand stuff through light novel people talking. I did get into chapter 2. It never gets old how much Mokuda just is constantly disappointed in Ninrir. I love
girl failure.
Oh man.
We love our girl failure goddesses.
it's so great because of his forgetfulness with his guild card. He then is like, oh, did I forget anything? Oh, I need to make my donation in Ninrir. I was like, oh, okay, or my offering, quote unquote. Not that anybody else needs to make offerings on a weekly basis.
She's just being.
She's just like, it's like, I need my dorayaki. I need my bean buns. I need my cake. I need my slushies. It's like, and she goes on and on and on, and it's just like the greed just builds. It's like it's never enough for her, and it shows in her little extra chapters where it's like she just daydreams about sweets, and it never ends. So like he donates to her again, and it's very clear that she's reading his mind because he'll think something and she'll respond to his thoughts. And he's just like, okay, well, I'm not even going to attempt to hide my contempt for this lady. It's just like, you speak and hold yourself to such a high position to where like you're this goddess. Look at me. I tower above you mortals, yet I need to use my powers to give you divine revelations from the realm of the gods to ask you for chocolate cake. And it's just like...
Can't she get her own chocolate cake?
See, one would think. But no, she cannot.
As a woman, I understand. But in trying to be on Mokuda's side, I also understand.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Oh, man. The poor bastard. Oh my god, Mokuda cannot catch a break. So
sounds like
we got immediately after Ninrir, he has to deal with goblins again. Because he's like, okay, he talks to the guild maiden. I probably call her that because of Monster Hunter. So well, I'm gonna keep calling her a guild maiden. So he talks to the guild maiden, and she's like, oh, okay, well right now you're bottom. In order to get from F to, or no, I think he starts at G, and then he in order to just get to F rank, you need 100 points. And if you do gathering quests, it's worth 1 point. And if you do this kind of like cleaning and stuff like that, it's worth 2 points. But if you can manage to kill like a goblin or something like that, that's like a problem for people. Like, we'll give you 3 points per like left or right goblin ear.
Yeah.
I think it's the right ear. Of course, Mokuda wants to take it easy. And he's just like, oh, I'll do the little herb gathering. And immediately fell. It's like, no, we're killing goblins. Your magic sucks. You still need training. I want to go kill stuff. Sue wants to go kill stuff. And then Sui pipes up.
Pew pew.
Yeah, exactly. Pew, Master, pew. I want to go pew pew.
I want you to go pew pew. It's so funny.
Oh man, and he's so weak to Sue, because the moment Sue wants to do something, Mokuda's like, oh my heart, yes, of
you're
course.
You're too cute. Okay, I fold.
Anything for you. Yeah, just fold.
I fold. Oh. Anything for the child.
And then of course his optimism is just crushed immediately because he's like, oh well, what if I just go out there and I'll just kill a few goblins today, and then tomorrow I'll do a few more. Immediately goblin settlement. 200 goblins. Fight them. And it's like, oh no, please. And Fel has to reiterate this at any possible time of him just going, it's fine. You have my barrier. It is nigh indestructible. You're not going to die.
You know, I would think that Mokuda would take that to heart.
No, he doesn't.
But, yeah, I know. He doesn't.
Oh, my God. So, they blitz through all of them. Sue does an amazing job. Apparently, his standout feature is his accuracy. Like, Sue is incredibly accurate. Center mass, headshots. Those acid bullets that he shoots just pinpoint sniper fire, apparently. Fel goes off and he kills, like, the goblin warriors, goblin mages, and the goblin king.
Yeah.
But, you know, Mokuda gets enough. I think he levels to, like, level 11. I think that's what it says in the book. He's not, like, you know, huge, but he's stronger than the average person that probably works out. Like, if you have natural muscle from, like, farming, Mokuda's probably stronger than that. because he's level 11. Whew. Big slime time. I do like that this fight leveled up Sue. And he's like, oh, well, I can be huge now. And he evolves into a big slime. And yeah, Future Brownie can put up the pick, but that's like he can get massive. And then he can kind of mitosis his body into dozens of other little slimes that just have like a 10-minute lifespan, but they follow Sue's orders. And by association, they follow Mokuda's orders.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, well, everybody, can you wipe up all the blood and melt all the bodies? Because we don't want a litany of corpses to summon more monsters. And then they do that. They take the ears and they go back into town. The poor guild maiden. This just he just plops down this gross, bloody sack of like 50 goblin ears. He looks at a G ranker being like, how did you kill 50 goblins? That's like, no, I killed 200 goblins. Here's the other bags.
May I ask why it's the right goblin ear?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference between the left or the right ear.
Okay, cool.
Somebody just is like, oh, it's the right one. Obviously, you can't turn in two. So it's like if you turn in the left and the right one, I was like, okay, well, it's still one goblin. There's no way for me. If you kill two goblins and you take one right ear and one left ear, it's like, how do I not know if you took the same ears from the same goblin? So it's like, but if you brought in two right ears, then it's like, okay, you took down two goblins. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I honestly have no idea, but it's fine. Like you can ask questions like that. I did get into chapter 3 as well. That's kind of where I left off. In the next reading session I'll probably try to get more chapters in, but I did manage to polish off chapter 3. I love how shy Mokuda is every time he has to like come in to the butchery, and it's just like, oh well, like I have this stuff. Here. And I was like, do you? And then Johan's just like, you are shattering my perception of what people should be bringing into my shop. Like, I was like, I expect people to bring in just, low tier trash, like a wolf or a rat or a deer, because they're just hunting game. I was like, I don't expect people day after day to bring back A-lister marks. Oh man, he does finish up the job though. So Johan finishes up like butchering all of the stuff, and Mokuda just slack jaws at like, oh well, I took out all these guys. The guildmaster ushered me up into his room, and he's like, okay, I have some stuff to discuss with you. 1, you're promoted. I'm going to use my authority as guildmaster to bump you all the way to C. Because that's what I can do. I don't need somebody roaming around out there as an F rank with a Fenrir and a big slime as monsters that they've tamed. It makes every other noob look like trash. So you're getting a rank up.
Understandable.
I cannot give you B or higher without proper paperwork, though. So the best I can do is C. 2, we expected there to be a goblin settlement, so without the quest even being posted, you're gonna get the reward for it. So
I mean, hey.
They go back down to Johan's, and they're like, okay, well here, it's like here's the stuff for the monsters you just turned in, and here's an extra 200 gold for taking out the goblin settlement. And then Mokuda looks at this sack of like 2,000 gold, and he's like, this is like a impossible amount of money to me right now. And Johan chimes in. He was like, you are one lucky boy. I am very envious of you. 2,000 gold, you can easily live the rest of your life on. And then when Mokuda, he's like, I got a few more monsters. Seeing as how I'm C rank, I was wondering if you guys can butcher something a little more like kind of high tech for me. And it's like, and I was like, okay, so the stuff that you brought in isn't the nicest that you have? And he's like, yeah, well, I have a few Orthruses and a Chimera and a metal lizard. And then and then they're like, oh, a chimera is an S rank monster. And it's just like, we can't take that off your hands because we don't have the spare gold. This would completely wipe out our finances buying this monster off of you.
Where the hell are you supposed to take it then?
Mokuda is just like, every single time he goes to the butcher's, he still has the chimera from when he fed Fel Wagyu.
Mm-hmm.
And Fel just was crackling with energy, and he went and killed like a bazillion monsters, and he brought home a chimera, and it's just like, oh, I'm at the butcher's. I was like, can I have you butcher A, B, and C? And then he's about to grab the chimera. No, you go back in the box. I probably shouldn't bring you out. And then finally he feels like he has the chance. I was like, okay, can you do this? And then Johan's like, it's like, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, let's fucking go. And I was like, because he used to be like an A-rank adventurer. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, it's like, I'll carve up the chimera. I'll carve up the lizard. I'll carve up the blue Oni that you got, which is like an S-rank monster as well. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, and he's like, oh man, this lights a fire in my belly. I can't wait to do this. And it's like, with all this, I was like, you beat the record. You now hold the record for the most amount of gold being transferred from the guild to a person in one sitting. And then that's when Johan chimes in and was like, I just mentioned that you can live comfortably off of this gold for the rest of your life. You can live comfortably off of this gold and play around for the rest of your life.
Jeez.
So it's like, you have money for hobbies. You got money to just blow on whatever you want. And it's like, this is retirement money. And then Mokuda's like, I don't know how to handle this information. Afterward, the chapter 3 just kind of ends up with him going to visit Lambert. So he goes over to Lambert and he's like, okay, well, I got a little bit of spending money. I'm going to go say hi to Lambert real fast because I know he runs a leather goods shop and he's just kind of jazzed. He's got like this pep in his step. And it's like, it's nice to see, Mokuda kind of happy. I was like, all right, well, I got some shitty boots when I first came into this world. Now I'm going to get some nice new leather boots. I want to get a nice new leather bag for Sue because Sue likes to nap inside this bag. I got this bag for free. It's trash. I want to give him this nice little thing.
Tub!
That's not till later.
Oh.
He's got the money now.
I'm sorry.
But that's not till later.
I was excited about the tub.
No, the tub. The tub is within this book, I believe. I think the tub is within book 2 because it's within this season 1 of the anime.
Yeah, my apologies.
No, you're good. Yeah, he gets like a new belt. He gets a new scabbard for his knife. He even gets himself like a nice little like wallet. And then he's talking. I was like, Lambert. I was like, how much is it going to run me? I was like, well, this is really nice stuff. I'm probably going to have to charge you like 14 gold for this. And I was like, wow, that's actually pretty steep. I was like, that's a good chunk of change for this stuff. And then Lambert turns around and he's like, don't worry. It's on the house. You saved my life. It's like, I got you. And then not only did Mokuda come into all this money, he then turns around and not has to spend any of it.
That's wild.
It's so nice. So yeah, it's nice to see the homie like just have a good day for once. It's like he's been shit on with his forgetfulness and he had to deal with goblins again. But then he turns around and is like, all right, well, finances are kind of taken care of.
Yeah, I really love this particular type of isekai because 1, it's cooking. Yeah. 2, it's also slice of life in a way. Slightly.
Yeah, it's mostly since
and I really like just the economy part of it where it's like you go out, you fight things, and then you get money for them and so on and so forth. I don't know. It just
yeah, there are little things to where it's like I personally was worried. I was like, okay, well, are the guild's expenses going to be okay because they just spent this huge chunk of money? But like, you go there and you talk to them, and like the guild master does like say this kind of like under his breath, like towards Mokuda. He's like, don't worry, man. I already have a list of buyers because you came into town with a Fenrir, and the nobles know that. It's like they know of Fenrir. So it's like, okay, this guy's got some game on
that'll
him.
be interesting then.
So then he's just like, okay, so their intelligence network sees Mokuda leave the butchery, and then they go, it's like, nobleman rubs his hands together. So, Adventurer Guild, what do you have for sale? Red Serpent, you say?
Oh boy!
Oh, got you. 200 gold, please. Because it's not only is already a rare, high-ranking creature, it is the rare subspecies variant of the creature. Then in which if you make armor or leather goods out of it, the Red Serpent is like, it's a status symbol. So immediately it's like, oh, well, Guildmaster, is this going to be a problem? I was like, no, not at all. It's like, I'm going to spend this money right now and I'm going to get it right back. Because the people know, the right people know what's going on. And that shows when he talks to Lambert as well. Because when he goes to Lambert's shop and he gets all these leather goods, it's like, oh man, I heard far too late that the guild got their hands on some black serpent leather. And it was just like, I even wanted to pay a premium for it. But the nobleman of this town paid like triple premium. And it was like, I can't compete with that. I heard they even got Red Serpent. There's no way I can get my hands on it. I was like, maybe I could see it with my own eyes at one point in my life, but never could I possibly own it. I was like, so that's like, and then Mokuda's like, that was me. I brought in the serpent. And then Lambert's like, yeah, dude, if you get your hands on another black serpent, I'll buy it off of you. The guild will not be happy with me because I'm cutting out the middleman and I'm buying directly from Adventurer, which is a no-no that people don't like it when merchants do that stuff. But we're buddies. And they know that. They know we're friends. If you can get, you get a black serpent from you, that would be really cool. And that's kind of where chapter 3 kind of wraps up. He continues riding this high of like things happening good, and he treats like Sue and Fel to like this smorgasbord of like meat, because it's like the recently butchered meat that he got from Johan. Just it's like he feeds them until they're full and they collapse, and he kind of just like, he's like, oh well, I'll make myself like a little bit of karage, and I'll crack open a premium beer that I just bought, and he drinks it under the moonlight, and you get one of the very few colored illustrations in the book with that, where he's like lifting a beer up to the moonlight, and then Future Brownie can put it, and that's the end of chapter 3. So it's really nice. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna read some more later. I'm gonna enjoy my game. Blah, 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 blah.
Boyo.
Boyo.